Hello! Welcome to Horde of Tales. My name is Aida. My pronouns are she and her, and description for the audience. I am a Latina woman. I have tanned skin, dark eyes, dark hair that was behaving earlier but it's not anymore, and I'm wearing a white t-shirt. And it is not Tuesday, but you are on Horde of Tales. And if you stumbled in here accidentally and you're feeling lost, pull up a chair, stay a while. This is a safe place. If you're here on purpose, thank you for joining us. We are still in the middle of things. We normally once a week have a D&D stream, but after 64 episodes, it's going to close after 65 episodes, which will be Tuesday, this coming Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Eastern Daylight Time. And we're having sads, we're having feels, but we're also making sure it's going to be the best possible epilogue it could possibly be. And in the meantime, I thought I would join you just to be cozy and chill and make shorts. Shorts slash reels slash talks, all these little things we find at Hot is a very good way to showcase little snippets of the fun game you had in a edited, cleaned up format. Because let's face it, for some people, watching a 3-hour D&D game live is not very accessible. Like, their attention might be divided, time zone, they're double dipping, triple dipping, who knows. And then going back and watching said thing is also can be a bit intimidating when you feel there's a lot happening, but you kind of want to, also enjoy what the party is doing, how the story is progressing. And shorts slash reels slash talks, TikToks are a great way to do that. I highly encourage you to do that if you do have a streamed or recorded TTRPG actual play. A lot of people also have the clips that you can easily transform into this sort of media content. I personally find it easier to do it straight from the VOD because I, for example, download the VODs from Twitch and I upscale them to full HD. I up the FPS, I fix all the colors. Sometimes there might be audio issues that I fix out, and then I pull that from the shorts. Otherwise, you're just making a very small 720p clip from Twitch, which works perfectly fine on your phone. But if you're like me and you get hyperfixated on things, then yeah, you want the best possible quality thing you're going to do. So we're going to spend this time for about max 2 hours, an hour and a half-ish, making some clips. I am using a video editor called VSDC. There is a free option. I am using the paid option, which for me I find very affordable at, I think, if you find a discount code, 20 a year, it's not so bad. There are other free programs like DaVinci, for example, which does more or less the same thing, if not more, but you need a bit of a stronger computer to do that. And my computer, bless her soul, is trying her best so she can handle VSDC otherwise. And just a little more bit about Horde of Tales. Reminder, have a good time. We're here to have a chill chat. We're not here to, do some really wild hot takes or anything. Keep it friendly in chat because that's the kind of community we want to go through. And y'all, there is so much happening in the back scenes at Horde of Tales, and I can't wait to announce it all. But we're also working out how to get that really, really silver platter of delicious content up and ready for you. There's so much happening. So without further ado, let's make some videos. Let's make some shorts. Let's see what we have here. So as I described last time, I like having pre-made elements. I have a background here, and I basically upload my video snippet here. So out of the 2.5 hour session, in my notebook, and over there I say, hey, this was a funny moment, timestamp, and then I can clip it out for later use. Reels and TikToks can be longer, but for example, on YouTube, shorts can only be 60 seconds max. And I've noticed that looking through analytics, people's attention really runs away after like 10 seconds if you're lucky. So it has to be interesting within those first 5 seconds. And unless you're looking at someone like Matt Mercer or like Dimension 20 kind of content, they're not going to stick around for full seconds. Their time span is limited to 20 seconds before they scroll to the next one. So we're going to keep it short and pithy. I'm starting here with a clip of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And this is a template I've used from a previous short. So the text here does not correspond, but let's see what we have to start with. So this was a snipperoo from session 60, where we've encountered a beholder for the first time. A beholder that magically forgot or was a custom stat block that did not have an anti-magic cone. Whew. So that was a custom, very purposeful, not misread stat block encounter. Happens to the best of us. And this is what happened. I can see the object of my fear. And
you cannot move
right there
closer
in the
to it.
And it's right there, like super duper. And I can't move closer. Okay, so that moves out everything else I wanted to do. Okay, so already this sort of conjecture we're going to chop out. Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Come again, please?
Pythagorean theorem. Bringing you back to your high school, or if you were an advanced placement middle school math. Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
I don't understand that word.
And if you are from a non-English speaking country, I'm also very curious to hear what Pythagorean theorem is called in your respective language, or when you had to learn it. If I were to fly my full movement upwards, could I cast at an angle downwards? And does that count as moving closer? This is messy. I would say no, because I'm being half cheeky, but I'm really low on options because it's right in the middle of
the thing is, if you're moving moving technically closer to it, you're staying at the same distance.
My intention is to do a lightning bolt, but if I'm up in the air, of course, in there, always very good content. Mechanically, as the cheeky player, I don't want to shoot it upwards. I want to shoot it at an angle downwards. But
right,
is that
and
would you allow that?
Angle downwards
at the
kind of
yes.
To if just hit the beholder and not to the Ankylosaurus.
And I'm 10 feet up. I'm so high up in the air. Have to, but this sounds cheeky. Calculate the hypotenuse.
I mean, but you are flying.
Which
so,
is
like, I don't
the side away from the right angle.
I'd say if you spent your movement to get up to, like, if you spent like 30 feet to get up to a 40 feet angle, whoever feels like calculating the correct Pythagorean math of this, you can do it.
Which
like,
is
fly
a squared
up to a total of 40 feet
plus b
and
squared
then
equals
fire
c
away
squared.
that lightning
And
bolt.
to solve for c squared, you have to take the square root of a plus b, I believe, right? Okay, 60, I did not do good at math. 40. High school math. I'm a humanities major. C squared. Here we have brain cells rotting. I believe I can do the.
Look, hold on, I need an intelligence saving throw for this.
It'd be 62 roughly, I think.
I have the range is 100 feet, so I think comfortably that should be all right.
You should be fine. If the range is 100, you're fine.
Pythagorean theorem time. And I'm just going to kind of like, cool. So yeah, that's what we're going to work with, and we're going to cut this down to, like, I hope 30 seconds max. All these little things matter. And yeah, it really helps that this particular overlay, for example, is constructed in a way that doesn't interfere with people's videos. So when I crop out on a custom background, everything fits neatly. I'm not like tracing around and making custom cuts, which for video can get a bit grainy and difficult depending on the program you use. I'm sure if you have Adobe Premiere, this works beautifully, but my poor baby does not. Okay. I have here labels for every single player. They're already preloaded, and all I have to do is change the crop value for that. And I already have a text going. What, Krifu? There's a rule for Pythagorean theorem. I mean, we're saying that we're trying to apply rules of geometry and gravity and logic, and sense and rationale to a world of magic, fantasy, and make-believe. There was a video of this one guy who said, hey, if you house rule drinking a potion as your bonus action, can you chug a bottle of liquid in 6 seconds, let alone half of that bonus action? And people could not. It was very challenging. So here we go. Let's see what we're going to crop in that case. Because I can see the object of my fear.
And you cannot
right
move
there
closer
in the
to it.
And it's right there, like super duper. And I can't move closer. Okay, so that moves out everything else. Okay. Let's see what we have here. According to Reddit, variant option for every 2 squares not in the longest direction, add 5 feet. So a long distance would be 20 feet. Yeah, that makes sense. Krifu says, according to Reddit, variant option is for every 2 squares not in the longest direction, you add 5 feet. So a 20-foot distance at 20 feet height would be 30 feet. This is me doing a right angle triangle and twisting my wrist down for the hypotenuse, which is the side of the triangle opposite the right angle, which has to be at the base. But I was using lightning bolt, which is a range of 100 feet. So unless I was like in the stratosphere or something, I'm okay. It was okay. I can move closer. Okay, so at this point, I like chopping first, and then I see what sounds pertinent. What can I get the story down to a bare minimum? The first pass. And then I look to see how long it is, and then I really get chopping. That moves out everything else I wanted to do. So, typical D&D or TTRPG combat scenario. The field changes and everything you had planned goes out the window. Silence. It's Pythagorean. You know what? I would just start with this. Is the Pythagorean theorem bit aloud? Yeah, I'm not even going to lie to myself. We're going to start there. Is Pythagorean theorem allowed? Okay, so that we're definitely going to have that because that's the whole bit. And just cropping bits here.
Come again, please?
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed? We see Austin laughing. I noticed that whenever he wants to laugh or facepalm, he usually transitions into a full arm stretch as well. This is the ending video. Whoops. I'm just going to stick this in the back.
I don't understand that word.
If I were to...
And that word?
Okay, crop. So there's a lot of empty spaces in here. We're going to crop and see what kind of speakers we can get out, who we can cut to. Everyone is looking at the camera in this clip, so that works out really good for me. Sometimes, you know, it's a long session or our heads need to be somewhere else for, you know, our own multiple-being. So we're going to be looking down. You have less participants to put in your clip because, I don't know, the top of people's scalps isn't like the most engaging thing to look at sometimes, but it happens. But I'm happy in this case, everyone is like, this is going to be interesting. I better pay attention. If I were to fly my full movement upwards, could I cast at an angle downwards? And does that count as moving closer? You know what? I would actually like fast forward this bit. If I have this bit in at all. Like speed it up, get chipmunks out. Like, yeah, maybe we'll do that. and then have that contrast with Marcus going like, yeah, we'll maybe do that. Because it's already getting long for 20 seconds. This is messy. I would say no because I'm being half cheeky, but I'm really low on options because... Okay, this is me rationalizing. This doesn't need to be part of our clip. It's right in the middle of
the thing
the
is,
map.
if you're moving upward, you're not moving technically closer to it. You're staying at the same distance.
My intention is to do a lightning bolt. Has anyone else brought geometry into a TTRPG combat situation? Tell me about it. What other geometry things would you have to bring into combat? You're not doing geometric proofs. I know some people try broken ass builds with the Haragon and monks to try and break the speed of sound or something. You could do physics formulas for strength and force. But if I'm up in the air, of course, mechanically, as the cheeky player, I don't want to shoot it upwards. I want to shoot it at an angle downwards. It's all discussion we don't really need.
And
would you allow that?
Angle downwards
at the
kind of to.
And I might regret it, but I don't think I need this at all. Oh, and yeah, thanks for sliding in because a previous short I had our name sliding, so I'll just delete that for now.
Just hit the beholder and not the Ankylosaurus?
Correct, because I'm so high up in the air. This was a session where my character, Rain, a Triton sorcerer, is flying in the air thanks to boots of flying. No anti-magic cone. There was another aberration baddie who had feared me, so I can't get closer. I was on a plane level to the beholder that I wanted to shoot the lightning bolt at, but also we had a friendly NPC who had polymorphed, who had wild shaped into an Ankylosaurus. So I needed a clear line of sight. And flying upwards wouldn't get me closer, but further. And if I could aim downwards, that was the point of asking, can I go upwards and aim this downwards? Because we're mostly playing 2D until we're not. But this sounds cheeky. That's why I'm like saying,
I mean, but you are flying. So
yes,
like, I don't...
You are flying. Exactly.
Okay, so all of this gets resolved, and that part I think I'll just chipmunk my also in there.
And I'd say if you spent your movement to get up to like, if you spent like 30 feet to get up to a 40 feet angle.
And Marcus was being generous because one, I knew I was taking long. I don't like being that person for myself. And I'm also okay with someone telling me no. We have a rapport at this table. I've known Marcus for many years. I've now played with these people for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. So I was like, just tell me and we can move on.
Whoever feels like calculating the...
All right. So I think that's a good place to pick it up.
Whoever...
I'm going to crop out that later, but we're just going to start it there. Let it load so it actually captures the... There we
go. Whoever feels like calculating the correct Pythagorean math of this, you can do it. Like, fly up to a total of 40 feet and then fire away that lightning bolt.
Okay, we're going to crop out everything after the stumble with Pythagorean theorem. All of us at this table, except Austin, do not have English as our first language. Okay, it is a testament to these sort of international tables, these tables outside North America, who are playing in languages that are not inherently native to them. My first language was Spanish. I went to preschool not knowing, in the United States, not knowing English, and it was real challenging, not understanding what a booger was. I'm like, why are you talking about burgers? It's not booger, it's moco. It's moco. Woo! Okay. Okay, so I'm 40 feet up in the air. Okay, this is, I think, where we're actually thinking it out. And I hope within VSDC, I can actually add like some graphics to draw out that triangle. I do have some graphics saved of like, you know, the flying math formulas behind you. We can add that in as well. Come on, computer, you got this. Okay, 60, 40. 60 is actually the base, 40 is the height. Okay, so we're gonna be okay. A squared, B squared, C squared. Okay. I think that's a good point to crop, because we're totally gonna cut into people's like crying faces. Like Caro down here looks just befuddled at what sorcery are you all talking about, and Marcus is dying. So most of our shorts are people in these sort of situations, because that's sort of the fun stuff you want to see. That stuff you can tell without much context. Let me triple check. I believe I can do the
Look, hold on, I need an intelligence saving throw for this.
It'd be 60.
Okay. There we go. Clip that. This answer, I don't want to get roasted on the internet, so I'm not going to include it.
62 roughly, I think.
I have the range is 100 feet, so I think comfortably that should be alright.
Yeah,
You should be fine. If the range is 100, you're fine.
Pythagorean theorem time. Okay. And trim. Yeah, you can't really see, but I'm clicking here and I have the options to like trim at the spots, trim things in the front, trim things in the back. If I capture my monitor, then it's just a sizing nightmare, because humble brag, I do have an ultra wide, so it's just easier to capture the program. Pythagorean theorem time. And I'm just going to just kind of like, I mean, I think that's a good point to end. Look at the little people who are, oh, pull up, fly up, and then point with my finger. Flavor, flavor, flavor. Cool. My story. It was. Okay, and when we first had the raw bits of this video, when I parked this here, we had 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So already with the first pass, we have knocked this back to 55-ish seconds. That's pretty damn good. So from here, we're going to get like really, really choppy. Take some water. No, we're going to save. We're going to save our work. Save project. Yeah. Look at me, save your project, people. There won't be too much other editing. For example, I might be a bit too bright, so I could add some shadows here. I could increase some saturation on Sariel's screen, and I could like try to remove some yellow tones from Marcus's screen. Caro's pretty balanced. Austin is pretty balanced. These are like little finite things that we don't have to do right now. Anyway, I have here captions that are already filled in. You know what? Let's just delete them all. So we have the experience of starting fresh. I keep the template safe because it has the exact font size I want. It's centered, it's at the correct height, it's at the correct width, etc. But we're fine. That's what the first clip started with. Okay, so what is happening here? I think Ida is talking first. So I have a notepad with everything cropped out. Essentially what I would do in this instance is I would try to crop it. And just for this part, I'm going to show you what it looks like on my thinger thing. Come on. Where's my thinger thing? There's my thinger thing. Okay. What pops up when I click crop, for example, I have this entire thing here, and I say I only want us to see this part right here. Right? And from there, it gives me a position value. And in principle, I copy paste this and stick it in a notepad because this stays static the whole time. That's what's brilliant about my my little cheat here. So I don't have to manually do this over and over and over and over. So I don't need to do that. I actually have it copy pasted. Ba. Yeah. Ita. That's me. That's me. Crop border. There. It's a little longer. It's a little more zoomed in because there is a lot of empty space. And you know what? If our camera quality is good, why not? Okay, the label, same thing. If I were to go into the crop settings, this label is actually a single image with all our labels in a single place. And then I have it cropped to a specific position set. And then I save those position numbers and copy paste whenever I want a respective label to specifically show up. Handy cheat. Handy cheat. I love cheating. Except at D&D. The dice just screw me, so I don't have to cheat. And then they give me good things. Okay, cropped. So now that's me. There we go. Excellent. What am I saying in here? Enhance.
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed? Is Pythagorean theorem allowed? Oh, we need to get you up to speed with a Foundry. It's the same. It's really the same. Dice what's the word I'm looking for? Dice superstitions. Whenever I receive, buy, get new dice of any way, shape, or form, I take it home, and before it can join my giant bag of dice, I pour it out on the table, and it doesn't join the whole stack until it has rolled its highest value. So whether 6 or 7 dice in a set, the d20 has to land on a 20, the 6 has to land on a 6, etc., for it to be able to join the other dice. Otherwise, I will sit there for however long it takes to roll out the max. It's the D10s weirdly give me the most trouble. I don't know why. Roll20 likes Krifu, and I don't want to disappoint it. Well, in a way, Roll20 has been disappointing you for its lack of flexibility in a lot of other things, and maybe some unreliability for you as well, so that you're moving to Foundry. So, you know what? If it wanted you to stay, it could have treated you even nicer. Just think about that.
Come again, please?
Okay, we like this. Come again?
Come again, please?
Okay, I don't think I need to have this question repeated. Okay, clip here. Marcus. Cropped a border. Marcus tag, not Delphine tag.
Come again, please?
Okay. That first bit is let's ham that up a little bit. Okay, it's up to here. Because this is gibberish. Let's ham that up. Let's ham this up. Okay, we have gibberish. Let's add a text effect here. Text effect. Let's make this bigger so that the effect is actually more prominent. But then it doesn't fit. So let's get out to that last bit. Come again, please.
Please?
Yeah. There we go.
Come again.
Okay, so we've reached the kind of joke within 5 seconds. So hopefully people like, oh, I want to watch another 10 more seconds before my attention is lost and I go further. Or the idea of Pythagorean theorem is very alienating. Who knows?
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
No, I have to ask, keep this question in because I want that clap from Austin. I like that one because I think of most of us, he is the closest to those high school days in terms of age. So that probably speaks to him. And of course, native English speaker, he's American, that he'll probably caught on quicker what the heck we were discussing. Austin. Okay. Okay, and Ida was the one talking. Whoops. Is Pythagorean theorem. I have to say it this way because I will misspell it completely otherwise.
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Excellent.
I don't.
Okay. We're gonna ham up more things later, but we just want the base bits in here. And also we're gonna probably keep chopping off like half seconds. Sometimes seeing how long the second go through is, we might also speed up some people's audio by like 10% or something.
I don't understand that word.
Okay. Marcus does not understand that word. There are many words he understands in several different languages, so it's okay that at the moment he did not catch what Pythagorean theorem referred to. Look, I'm not Englishing good.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand that word. Like I know Caro, who's also based in Germany, has said before that and even Griffiths was like, it's not that you're not engaged at the table, but you're busy on your phone opening Google Translate or in another tab trying to translate what the heck was being said at the table. So yeah. Beautiful face of confusion.
If I were to fly my full movement upwards,
Oh,
could I cast at an angle downwards? And
Okay, this was the chipmunk part I suggested. What would it sound like if I just sped it up? Do I need to adjust the pitch?
If I were to fly my full movement upward, could I cast at an angle downward? And does that count as moving?
Faster? 220 speed?
If I were to fly my full movement upward, could I cast at an angle downward? And does that count as moving?
It's vocab that would never be used in real life. When a villain shouts submit. Or when a villain shouts, I am... What was it? I am come? Something like this? Is that an example? Am I shooting too low? These were the final words of a previous Pathfinder campaign said by our friend Krifu in chat. and I was new to the channel. I was like, oh, other people streaming at a European time zone. What is going on? Oh, it's the finale. Unmute. I am come, and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening here? Okay, we're going to just put it on another tab. I'm just gonna listen in. I was roped in very much. Okay. I think I do need to add a video. An audio filter to get the chipmunk voice in.
If I were to fly my full movement upward, could I cast at an angle downward? And does that count as moving closer?
Yeah, let's try that actually. Filters. Pitch shift. Yeah.
If I were to fly my full movement upward, could I cast at an angle downward? And does that count as moving closer?
I like it. Let's go higher though. Is this lower or higher if I do the number up?
If I were to fly my full movement upward.
Higher?
If I were to fly my full movement upward, could I cast at an angle downward? And does that
Yes, that's the kind of voice I'm going for. I want this faster though. The pitch can be that chipmunk voice, but I want the actual thing. Because right now, at 250% speed, this object is now 3 seconds. That's a bit long.
If I were to fly my full movement upward, could I cast at an angle downward? And does that count as moving closer?
And what I also want to do is I want to sort of isolate Marcus's face palm in this. So you know what? I need to slow down. I need to isolate the audio from the video, keep the audio sped up, and then overlay an audioless video of Marcus's face palm on that. Okay. Save project. The more complicated we get in here, the more important it is for me to save this. So what point he's face palming? Let me slow this down to 200. Come in here, computer. You got this. You got this, baby. Come on. Uh-oh. Okay. Shh. It's okay.
Cast at an angle down.
Okay, let's just copy paste this for now. Copy, paste. Okay, so here is so actually Ida's fast thing can stay here. So let's put this immediately to Ida's video. There we go. This will be cropped in a bit because we're going to overlay Marcus's facepalm, but not sped up. We want that organic. Ida tag. Let's see what I got video-wise. I'm opening up. You cannot see it on the thing. That's all right. Forgive me. I am looking at my video and audio library, animations, transparent. Math. I have this math video here. If I were to mask this, how would that look?
If I were to fly my full movement up, could I cast an angle?
Oh, hold on. The video I overlaid with Marcus's is not being captured. Okay, that's correct. This is kind of hard to see.
If I were to fly my full movement up, could I cast an angle downward? Does that count as
This math thing is kind of hard to see right now. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I need to mask this. Can I screen? Nope. It has to be masked. Then I don't think I'm going to use it because it's not very well seen.
If I were to fly my full movement up, could I cast an angle downward?
Can I make this darker? Can I add a shadow and everything? I think it only shadows the borders.
If I were to fly my full movement up, could I cast an angle downward?
No, it's doing weird things with the transparency, so I don't think I'm going to do that. Shame. Okay, I'm just going to hide that for the moment. Anyway, that was Ida going chipmunk. Yes? Yes. The text for this is math. It's much math. And then what I wanted to do was have the eventual face palm shown. But I don't need this sped up necessarily. I just want that face palm. Come on. Okay, just about there. Okay, crop that. Audio track, we're going to remove the audio from the Marcus facepalm bit. Yeah. So essentially it's going to be Ida gibberish, frame by frame. He's doing a wind up. Interesting. Okay. Crop.
Could I cast an angle downward? Does that count as moving close?
Oh, we can have that like just appear. Then the frame is going to have to change. Like here. It would have to be... How do we do that? How can I would have to crop it differently, which I don't want to do now. Because, for example, we could zoom this in from the start. Okay, I don't need a pitch shift on this layer. And we start from nothing and we get to there.
Could I cast an angle downwards? Does that count as moving closer?
Yeah, something like that. Let's have a fade in. Otherwise it's a bit too much overlay. Fade in from start. A little more fading in.
Could I cast an angle downwards? Does that count as moving closer?
Okay, and then it's about time for me to take a quick breakaroo, actually. I'm going to figure out a cool transition for this. So I'm going to stretch my legs and refill my water because I've been talking a lot and I realize I need more liquids in me. So I'll be back in 5-ish, 10 minutes. So I will see you in a hot bit. No pun intended, but a little bit. So BRB. Hello. Hi, we're back. My legs needed that. And for the last minute, I pulled up the Wikipedia entry on Pythagorean theorem. According to the Wikipedia, in mathematics, the Pythagorean theorem, or Pythagoras, the person's theorem, is a fundamental relation in Euclidean geometry, with the three sides of a right triangle. It states that the area of the square whose side is the hypotenuse, defined as the side opposite the right angle, is equal to the sum of the areas of the squares on the other two sides. Ergo, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And the theorem is named for a Greek philosopher, Pythagoras. And then it goes into math. Very ever so briefly, I was good at geometric proofs, which was the written component of what I was taught in high school, second year algebra, I think it was, where we literally wrote tables with 2 columns that said if this, then that. And because there was more writing words out, I actually enjoyed that bit in math. I sucked at the word problems. If the train is leaving the station at 3 o'clock with all words, I didn't like that. But if I could write out reasons why this right triangle is this and not that, I was okay at that. And then many, many, many years later, being the social sciences, liberal arts major that I was and having abhorred math, now I'm very much into the collecting of math rocks. And shiny clicky clackies with numbers, something that past me would have never ever imagined. We're all on a journey, is what I want to share here. So let's get back to this this clip. Here I am going supersonic,
Cast an angle downward.
and Marcus is not in view yet, so I kind of want to move. Could I? Yeah, you know what? No, not this one. His video goes from 0 to 100. So let's try to see if I could make his own thing go from 0 to 100 in Zoom. Transform, zoom, the whole duration. Yeah, but timing it is going to be...
Downward. Does that count as moving closer?
Oh, does it go longer than it does? No, it doesn't. Why does it... Oh, because this video stretches, that's why. Oh. Okay, it's quite... That looks sort of static, so I'm going to chop that off. Chop. Okay, and this actually will affect the speed of the entry now.
Downward. Does that count as moving closer?
That's too short now. It's too short. I'm going to speed this up a bit. Slow it down a bit.
Downward. Does that count as moving closer?
I'm going to crop out this bit. Okay, I am being a bit messy here and I don't like it. Because otherwise this part is 2 seconds.
Angle downward, and does that count as moving closer?
The caption here is still math. Here we go, here we go, here we go. No, I would have to make a fresh layer for that because now we're layerless while Ida is still technically in there. So I think it's a bit messy, but I prefer it that way, to be honest. Yeah, and it would have to be timed at the same time his is. So chipmunk. Both of them now.
Could I cast at an angle downward, and does that count as moving closer?
Yeah. Yeah, that could work. Marcus's video is set to 150, whereas mine is at 220 speed. Okay. I'm going to leave it here because otherwise I'm going to just get fixated on that and later we can go in. So. Math does psychic damage. What's the rest of this video like?
Whoever feels like calculating the correct Pythagorean math of this, you can do it. Like fly up to a total.
Okay, you can do it.
You can do it. Like.
Okay. The rest of this like and the conclusion is not as important as the pain was.
Like fly up to a total of 40 feet and then fire away that lightning bolt.
Ah, I totally forgot I had this in here. No, I'm going to remove this math. And I'm going to move this other over here and look at it later. Because I'm going to get distracted. Okay, so whoever wants to do the pita can do it.
Math of this, you can do it.
You can do it. The ruling is this other bit, which is not as important to the story we're telling here. Okay, 60, 40, a squared. Okay, I'm cutting to the actual math, which I actually didn't do. So you know what? The conclusion can be moved away. Yeah, I'm just gonna park it somewhere down. Yeah. Hello? I'd like to park this. Oh, I can't because it's locked. Down, please. Okay, and it's hidden. So in case I change my mind later, it's there, but I don't need to do anything with it now. So do the math. Okay, we're doing the math. Okay, 60, 40, a squared, b squared, c squared. Okay. Move this forward. Okay, we're not even done with the second pass, but already our video is at about 40 seconds, whereas the first cut through, we're at exactly a minute. So we've chopped 10 seconds, which is a lot in YouTube short time. When I first started, I was like, oh, 60 seconds, I'm gonna use every second of that. And no one watched past the 4th second. You can actually see that in your analytics. People just kind of drop out unless it's something super relatable, super well-known kind of thing. Or you have an audience that's kind of recognizes you and is loyal, which could have also been the case. Okay. Getting distracted. Removing this transparent GIF I found of.
Whoever feels like calculating the correct Pythagorean math.
Aha. I know where I'm going to use that. Enhance. So this is the ruling. Whoever wants to do it can do that. We've had a lot of highlight time on Marcus and Ida and one on Austin. So we're going to switch around the focal point to sort of share the spotlight as well.
Whoever feels like calculating.
Especially as people are looking up. So let's get rid of this Okay.
Whoever feels like calculating the correct
Kara's an interesting face here.
Pythagorean mass.
She happens to look away, so let's crop it right there, actually. And crop. And Caro. And crop. And Caro. And crop. My friend Caro. Look at her, she's so cute. Name tag is not Rebus, but it's actually Caro, or rather her character. Who I had talked with Caro to say, hey, would you be okay if my character had like a sort of one-sided emotional thing with yours, like emphasis on one-sided until you make a decision either way, and the butt of the joke is going to be on me. Like, okay. And I don't think organically, no. We ended up being on very different approaches to things. If we had more time in the campaign, who knows if we would have met up in the middle, or if there had been other connections we could have found us respectively with other NPCs or even inter-party characters. Who knows?
Whoever feels like calculating the correct
text. Marcus is the one talking. I want to copy a default size text. Just make it neat. Nothing else is neat. You know what? Screw it. Neatness. Why? Who else is 6? Oh, up there. That makes sense. Sorry. Marcus is the one talking.
Whoever feels like calculating.
Whoever feels like calculating the
correct Pythag.
Yeah.
Whoever feels like calculating the correct.
Goes here. I heckin' appreciate recorded AP content or streamed content that includes captions. Here they are hard baked. I know that YouTube Shorts has an option to toggle automatic generated captions on and off, but I really appreciate that they're hard baked in. I heckin' appreciate that the viewer, me in this case, sees who the player is role-playing as. I see that, oh, we're actually talking about a paladin whose name is Delphine and these are their pronouns. As a paladin, I have expectations of their skill sets and what kind of things they can bring to the table. And as a fuck you to turfs, and fuck you turfs. Actually, don't fuck turfs. Turfs should get fuck or fuck themselves. Don't touch turfs with a 10-foot pole. Ew. Cooties. We put in pronouns where people are comfortable sharing those pronouns. And the YouTube turf, transphobe, homophobe community definitely lets us know that they don't like it. And to that I say, die mad.
Feels like calculating the correct Pythag.
The correct. Sorry, we're gonna capture this little moment. We're gonna ham that up later.
Pythagorean math of this.
I don't have the previous short. It hasn't been released yet. To be soon announced, that other short where we're using that other thing. Pythagorean math.
Pythagorean math.
I feel you, Marcus. Raymond, my Dutch husband, also has a hard time with the thus. I remember when we first started going out, his English was very cutely Dutchly accented, and it's getting pretty good now. I think the only things that trip him up are that I now knowing Dutch, I hear that you have to include certain words don't have to be in the past tense or must be in the past tense. We're talking about the past. I had to think an example now because my brain is going in multiple places. But I think simple past tense is something that trips him up every now and then, and I only point it out just to like be funny because he does things like purposefully mispronounce Spanish words that drives me up the wall. It's not a cucaracha, it's a cucaracha. But in the song La Cucaracha, he purposefully mispronounces that, and I can't forgive him. I can't.
Pythagorean math of this. You can do it.
Okay. I think this is a good scene to bring in Sariel's lovely face.
Pythagorean math of this.
Because they're also trying hard here. Tags Sariel. So we're not always focusing on the speaker speaking. So long as people are looking up, we can feature them, especially if they're having a reaction to what is being said. And this is definitely thinking hard. Sariel has also had previous weigh-ins with other maths and physics matters as well, such as whether a beholder still floats when you're on a lightning rail, which is the D&D Eberron equivalent of a magnetic floating speed train. The Eberron D&D answer to the Shinkansen or to the magnetic rail, which I do think exists now in parts of China. I think it was also developed by Germans or Swiss companies. So that. The correct Pythagorean, which we learned is Euclidean math, not Pythagorean math. So we're going to quotation this.
Pythagorean math of this.
Wait, or we can just chop this out and because now we're just kind of pushing it to her.
Whoever feels like calculating the correct Pythagorean math of this, you can.
You know what? We're going to. Otherwise, this is going to get a bit long. Where are we at? I'm going to call it and say that the audience that is watching, they might hear what?
Pythagorean math.
They might hear mass, but I'm going to leave the caption as math. And I'm sort of itsy bitsy, what's the word? Going to convince them that that is what is being said.
Pythagorean math of this.
Because otherwise this is getting too long. So that's going to be my likely go ahead, but let's see how much space I can save before I do that. You can do it.
you can do it.
Cool. Probably also speed up this chunk. Definitely speeding up this next chunk. Okay, this we can get rid of that. And I have this video here, that's why it's kind of showing. Just gonna scooch it out of the way first. Ah. Okay, 60, 40, a squared, b squared, c squared. Okay. How fast do we want this? How does it look like at 15% faster? If I don't notice if the speed and pitch of what is being said isn't noticeable after 10%, 15% increases little things, then it's safe to do so. You definitely notice when this thing has been sped up 50%, for example. So you kind of want to hit the middle spot of like, oh, Ida was just being slow and enunciating her words for dramatic effect. But sometimes it's not fun to listen to the Captain Kirk delivery of speech. But if you were to slightly speed up Captain Kirk's delivery of speech to make it sound normal, you almost don't catch those delays in his words because of the purposeful, pronunciation of things. And when we want to catch people's attention in those really, really short shorts, YouTube shorts, those half seconds really add up. Okay, 60, 40, a squared, b squared. That sounds natural-ish to me. So I sped that bit up by 15%. If I had speed up to 20, you're definitely going to notice I'm going faster. So we're just going to leave it there for now. And how does it look like if I... 60, 40, a squared, b squared, c squared. You know what? Let's play around with that in a bit. Yeah. Let's go. Okay, you can probably chop out this dead space too. This is already half a second. Okay, 60. Oops, whoops, whoops, click too fast. No, what am I doing? What is going? Oh, that's why. There we go. I was clicking the layer above, and because it's bigger than it's overlaid on the text layer, clicking into that selected that instead of the text layer. So I just locked in the clear right triangle for a second. 60 is what Ida in the video says. 60. The length was 60. Length equals 60. Height equals 40. A squared, b squared. Now, I don't think that the font I have installed is going to let me do superscript numbers. I'm just Googling superscript numbers right now so I can try to copy paste it. Because everywhere else I looked had these numbers as images. Okay, I copy pasted one. Let's see if this actually paste. Nope. Okay, I tried to paste in a superscript 2 and it did not work. So I'm going to need to actually make a transparent image that includes this a squared, b squared equals c squared. b squared c squared. Right, and we have this this little graphic going. 60, 40, a squared, b squared, c squared. Does this go further on to something more direct, the graphic? The hypotenuse space. I guess I should call it to what it says there for it to make sense. Okay, I did it again. Lock. That's not, we're not calling it the length, we're calling it the base. And we're not calling it the height, we're calling it the perpendicular. Perpendicular to the right angle. It's also like learning over and over again when D&D spells talk about the radius. You actually have to double that to get the full diameter of the spell. The radius radiates from a central focal point, meaning it can go over two simultaneously unless it's a cone. D&D teaching us math. Can I speed up this graphic? I totally can. I totally should. More. Hey, how's that look? 60, 40, a squared, b squared, c squared. Okay, we're going to play around with this later, so I just want to keep cropping for a second.
Let me triple check. I believe I can do the...
Hold.
Okay, the giggling we can crop out. Yeah. Or, actually, now that I'm seeing Sariel giggle too, let's have Sariel giggle a bit too. Yeah, you know what, we're going to, let's see what our timing is like, but let's include a quick Sariel giggle. It's either giggling, but Sariel's giggling. The viewers don't know. If they really want to know, they should watch the whole VOD. Ooh, misdirection. Crop borders, Sariel giggle. A Sariel tag. Why is that number lower now? Why? Okay, this is the other bit.
Hold on, I need an intelligence saving throw for this.
Okay. We can just crop it at the end of the sentence. Trim end. Okay, getting a tag in there. Marcus the DM. Hold on, I need an whoops, Ida. Intelligence saving throw for this.
Hold on, I need an intelligence saving throw for this.
Cute. Damn, look how much we chopped. What is this other bit here?
Pythagorean theorem time. And I'm just going to just...
Yeah, that's it. That's where it ends. Oh, brilliant.
Pythagorean theorem time. And I'm just...
Crop end. Yes. And then this final itty bitty, we're going to have that transition us out. Most viewers on YouTube for these shorts don't watch the full video. They actually skip out this part. It's fine. It's fine. It's really the last 2 seconds. But those that do happen to see, maybe they're curious about where to find us. And I actually updated this one a little bit because the previous ones had said streaming Tuesdays, 2 p.m. Central European Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Because by the time this is out, we will have finished our campaign, which is hella sad to acknowledge. Wonderful that we reached a conclusion, but sad that we won't get to actively, openly create more of it. It's going to live on in the notes and the VODs. If someone decides to do more fan art of it, totally going to live on there. Okay. So we have this. Let's just do a quick fade in. Fade in. Yeah. This would end on Ida. Doesn't have to, but that's what we have for now.
Pythagorean.
Okay, I currently am standing up from something. Let's get rid of that. I was probably just stretching my legs.
Pythagorean theorem time.
Okay, let's fade out the audio. No audio effects. Fade out to the end of the scene. More.
Pythagorean theorem time.
Yeah. Okay, we started at 2 minutes 30 something. We are down now to 32 seconds. 36 if we count this end, which we can actually even crop further. This is the beginning of the video? No, that is 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Let's crop out that 5th second. Makes you feel better. And this is ending at 35 seconds. 700ths. Damn, that's a very good chop. This needs to get chopped down further. And this is also, we're going to ham it up a little bit. Normally when I'm doing these videos without talking through it, it takes me also about... It would take me 2 hours to do it, maybe a little less. But in practice, it takes me more because I get distracted. I have a million tabs open. And yeah, things are shiny and I have to go engage and look at them too. So maybe it's actually more helpful for me to do these kind of things on stream because I'm here and I have to do it. I don't have to finish it, but I have to do it. I'm not alt-tabbing and looking at what's on Reddit. Sad but not sad that D&D memes is gone. It's all one user posting memes that people send him. It's so weird. And the community is so like touchy-feely about things. Ugh.
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
So this is the third pass-through we're going through. Now is when we're going to start tweaking. If audio needs audio, tweaking that. If color or video needs tweaking, chopping things up, hamming things up, adding little gags and bits, and trying to get rid of empty space in a way that still looks and feels natural. If I were to chop things off directly at the end of this audio wave, it's almost too sharp off-putting, right? When people talk to each other, there's a breath in between sentences. It's not as soon as I finish the syllable, the letter of that last word, someone else talks. That's unnatural. So we want to hit the sort of sweet spot. So let's see where we can hit those.
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Okay. So I finished the word aloud and I have a beat. So I feel it's okay to crop this much out. Oops, excuse me. Not that. These two.
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Okay. Does my video need editing? Am I a bit oversaturated? Let's see. I look way too pale. I'm undersaturated now. Is it too light and I'm just playing with the saturation? That is almost not noticeable, so maybe not worth doing at all. Whoa, that's way too much, way too light. Actually, I like that. The white I'm wearing is pretty white. It's not so cream colored. Yeah, I'm gonna keep these settings for my saturation and lightness in this case.
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Cute. Audio sounds good. Next. Scooch. What?
Come again, please?
From a previous delete. Yeah. Can I speed this up and make it look natural? Let's try 10% speed. 10% increase.
Come again, please?
Is the positioning of the text the same?
Come again.
Yeah, just about. Okay, let's do some color corrections here. I am leaving this empty space here because here we have the... No. Nope, I changed my mind. I'm gonna have less that space there. Ah. Move it over. And let's do some color correction here. I've been in this room. This room is not yellow, nor is the light yellow. Okay, for you, mister, you need to be less saturated. Can we do some color correction? Oh, that's what I did. This is less ideal. Video effects. Color. Brain needs to look. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay, we want less green in here. How noticeable can we get this? Whoa, what did I do? I broke it. Okay, that's the base. That is the base RGB values. No, I need green. Green important. Green offset. I am not a trained editor. I don't know what these things mean. I tend to just play with the numbers until I like it. And then I compare and see if it actually did anything. No, it makes it more yellow. We want to get rid of the yellow. Okay. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that. If I add more blue to this, does that make it less yellow? Yeah. Hey, look at that.
Come again?
That's already looking pretty good. Hey, not bad. This is the base. This is what it looks like without any filters.
Come again, please?
And with the filters.
Come again, please?
Nice. Nice. Okay. So whenever I have another market snippet, I'm going to copy paste those video filters. When I have an IDA edit clip in, I'm going to also filter in. Oof, wait. I am radiant. Am I too radiant? What an interesting problem to have. I'm too radiant. I finally got the lighting I wanted working. I'm going to celebrate that lighting. Can I lighten you? Is that too light? Then we're risking it looking a bit grainy.
Come again?
Oh, okay, that. Okay. Let's ham up this text. Which starts actually here. Ham. We want to ham it up. Are we doing the proverbial mind being blown? We want to add like something to that. Is he literally being shattered into a million pieces? Yeah, but then it shatters into nothingness. And I'd rather it shattered back into...
Come again, please?
Can I slow this down? How does this work? Radial splits, delta value, fracturing, math. Goddamn math. Effect acceleration. Can I go lower? Yes, I can. Minus 10? How does that look? Minus 50?
Come again, please? Come again, please?
Okay. I don't know if I like this effect. Let's experiment with other effects we have. No, I don't want to put him on. I don't want to set him on fire. Is that really a paintbrush? Is he going through the matrix? No, not really. Is he getting distorted? Maybe? From start of scene. And slow that down, go frame by frame. Interesting. Interestinger. Clip. There we go. That's what was happening. So as this is getting distorted, it stretches and then zooms in. I don't like the fact that there's these kind of empty transparent spaces. I'd rather that already be in. What happens if I just started at 1? Do we get past that? 1.1.
It will.
1.2.
It will.
1.3. 1.4. 1.5. Okay.
It will.
Then now there's like minimal blank spaces. What's the rate of the distortion?
It will.
And then it jumps back to normal. Let's also zoom this in. So that face appears in there. From the start of the scene to that. 100% to 120? What does that look like?
It will.
Yeah, this is just right. When I zoom in, of course, the whole video gets bigger and goes out of that space. So I have to crop the borders as well. So let's add a crop value in here. We're just playing around. We can always remove this or make this not appear in the end. From sort of scene. Off the top of my head, 19? No. 17? More. 15? How higher can my voice get? Not much higher. 14.
It will. Come again?
That should be fine. Yeah, it's almost negligible. Okay, so the final scene of that looks like this.
It will. Come again?
Cool. And I've also saved 3/4 of a second. Next bit. Okay.
Is Pythagorean.
Okay, I breathe. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of breathing.
Is Pythagorean.
What a weird sentence. Let's get rid of breathing. It's so inconvenient. Can I speed up this clip? 110, 10% faster.
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
115, 15% faster?
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Yeah, you can't tell that it's sped up really. Okay, that's fine. He's dying, which is great. Weird sentences you never thought you'd say out loud. Scooch. Okay, we had some editing here. I think this was the Marcus one. And I just copying pasting these filters out. I don't need the sharded glass anymore. And go back. Hello. Nice. We're so good at that.
I don't understand.
Okay, let's ham this up just by emphasizing the sort of bit of the eye. Oops. Eye.
I don't understand that word.
Can I speed this up?
I don't understand that word.
It's okay. Can I speed it up again? 15% faster.
I don't understand that word.
No, starting to get noticed that it's higher. Faster.
I don't understand that word.
Yeah, that's okay. I say I call it that. Okay. And look, we've already chopped off a second. More than a second. Okay, this was the multi-thing bit. I worked so good. And I had saved another snippet of a video somewhere down here in an invisible layer. I don't think I'm going to need that at all. So before I encode the video, I'm going to get rid of it so encoding goes faster and my video was smaller. Less quality lost when I share it in places. What's happening here? Okay, the chipmunk bit. I had fixed my finger thing. My lightness. It was a bit oversaturated and I did a correction. So let's add that correction to my video here. This whole thing is 4 seconds. That's still really long.
If I were to fly my full
Yeah. Yeah, that's still really long. Screw it. 300. Faster pitch.
If I were to fly my full movement up, could I cast an angle downward if the camera's moving close?
Yeah. Yep. I like that. Okay. That means we're going to shift where this face of pain comes in. I need the Marcus editing though. Yeah, there we go. This is less yellow. This was his fade in, right? Yeah, that's it. Pop the whole duration of the thing. Then in principle, we can just move this up/in. Okay, first. Let's resize this. This is now 3 seconds instead of 4 seconds. That's a lot of time. How does this look?
Cast an angle downward if the camera's moving close.
There's some silence I don't like there. This whole scroll in bit is already one. Okay, let's have it at 2 seconds. Trim end. We're gonna move this into the video itself. Yeah.
If I were to fly my full movement up, could I cast an angle downward if the camera's moving close?
It's stuttering here because VSDC and my computer, a combination of VSDC video editing program and my computer, doesn't have a smooth transition when I go from clip to clip because it's essentially loading in that clip. It doesn't have any really, it doesn't cache things very well. Updates have improved this, but I haven't figured out how to apply them neatly yet. Anyway, wow, we chopped off 3 whole seconds. That's a lot. Okay, I'm pleased with this sort of itty bitty bit here. Next. What's going on here? What's this?
Whoever feels like calculating the correct
Where is this pitha going?
correct correct.
I think it makes more sense to include this as part of that. Whoever feels like calculating the... just barely fits. No, it doesn't. Okay. Then we're going to make this... this text a scooch smaller. There we go. This is sized exactly to where it is because in the YouTube short UI overlay, especially on mobile, on this whole right side are various buttons, like, subscribe, follow, next. And if I have the text all the way to the edge of the frame in the video, then it's going to get covered. And if I have the text going to the very bottom of the whole space here, there's more UI that has the title of the short, hashtags, the channel. So we want to keep these sort of margins clean. So that's there for a reason. That okay, he says that twice. I don't need to torture him by having it twice. Rather the joke is served after one confusion of the word. I don't know, most of our audience, most of the TTRPG internet still is highly focused to North America. I don't know about the geometry, algebra, math that is being taught, whether this is more forefront in younger people's minds. I don't know whether someone would say, "Why? How could you not know Pythagorean theorem?" Well, do they know the monarchy, line of succession in their as any like student in a European country would know? I don't know. We're applying different cultural standards to different things.
Pythagorean mass.
Oh, okay, this bit. We said we're going to fake the mass for the math because otherwise we're just kind of like droning in on bit. This is already looking really good though for time. Oh, I'm so happy. Save project. Save project, save project, save project.
Pythagorean mass, math of this. Pythagorean mass, math of this, you can do.
To be determined. Let's speed this up either way. Let's see if we can get this naturally sounding okay. Sped up.
Pythagorean mass, math of this, you can do it.
It's sounding a bit sped up, so I'm gonna lower it to only 10% sped up instead of 15% sped up.
Pythagorean mass, math of this, you can do it.
Okay. Let's revisit this because I'm still undecided how to neatly do that. I could scroll a text in. I could scroll a line of text that can bump off that other text, but we'll see. I am Englishing so good. This other clip I don't need, so let's just save space in here. This bit. Okay, 60. Can I speed this up? I already did. Can I make a quick... Yo, tell me that my hair looks like a disaster. I am just opening up another program to get a transparent file of Pythagorean theorem. Yeah, okay. I'm just quickly giving it a color. And I'm giving it an outline. I cannot give it an outline, so I'm just going to make it a cool color. And then we're going to see how it looks. excuse me for doing something in a different screen. I need a transparent background. Looking up a Creative Commons text scribble of a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Yep. And then I'm going to import it into the thing. A2, B2, C2. Who was your high school teacher? Do you remember your high school teacher? Math teacher? I had several. I went to a high school, a public high school in New York City. And I had gone to elementary and junior high. It was a single school, a Catholic school, which are private schools, which oddly a large number of private Catholic schools did not have advanced programs for math or sciences or anything else. Frankly, to that point, they had smaller classroom sizes. They had some problem students that other schools wouldn't take. But my parents deemed it safer, so they did their gosh darn best to get me in there and to afford the tuition. And then when I arrived at a very high-performing high school, public high school, that you had to test to get in and keep a good grade point average. It wasn't the specialized high school, like if you're familiar with New York City schools, you have the 3 specialized high schools you test into. The one I got into was only by grades. So I kept a 90 average, 9 out of 10. And when I got there, I found out that most of my other classmates were already advanced. Like they all started a year ahead in math. And it happened to be that other students that came from private parochial religious schools did not have those advanced placements at their schools. So it was myself, the 2 or 3 other kids from parochial schools, and yeah, it was oh my goodness, how to explain this. When we were second years, there were first year students mixed in with us, overwhelmingly. How did I get here? I wanted a text. This layer, an image. Let's see how transparent this is. I want it to be a duration of like 2 seconds long. Whoops. Okay, it looks okay. Yeah, that works. This works. I could have made it white. I'm gonna make it white. Excuse me, BRB. Let's make this white. Things I rarely say on stream. Never want to make things white, but change it all. Download transparent background. Yes. This, but white. Cool. I'm going to insert that image again, but with an uploaded color palette. Yes. Duration 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Yep, there we go. That's what I want. Okay, we're going to replace that in here. Oh, because this font can't handle subscripts. Okay. Lock. Yeah, that's what we want. I need to make it thinner because otherwise we're pulling into those margins. Let's say 900. Center that. It looks okay. Okay, 60. Oh, Ida. I put it in the wrong place. In doing so, I also displaced a text that I needed. Excuse me. Control Z, Control Z. Control Z. Control Z. There we go. Thank you. Excuse me. Yes. The text we wanted to replace was this one. Yep. Okay. Width, we said 900 pixels. And we're going to bring it here. I'm going to center that. 800 pixels? Yeah, that makes better sense for me. Up here, centered. And I also wanted to scroll as I'm saying, because, you know, cool effect. A squared, B squared, C squared. This is no longer text, it's an image, so I need to apply a transition. It's not a push, it's a wipe from sort of scene. Side. A squared, B squared, C squared. Oh, look at that. That turned out so good. Then do I need this trigonomic bit here? You know what? I'm going to take a quick break to think about, because I've been saying too much math stuff. And I need a break, and then we're going to end it in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to BRBs in a hot bit and stretch and get water. Take care of yourself. And see you in a bit. See you in 5. Hellos. Hello. And we're back, and we're going to take this thing home. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for chit-chatting when you're able to. That's really very kind of you. You could be spending your day, your time, your bandwidth, literal bandwidth, doing other things, but you chose to stay here, and that's very nice, and I appreciate you. So, we are finishing up this short. I'm going to keep in the animation of the Pythagorean theorem in action with the perpendicular, the base, and the hypotenuse, because you were solving the hypotenuse in the sense. Not relevant now. We're going to stick it in there for now. So let's keep going. Scooch over the next bit, which we said was Sariel going hoo-hoo. Fine. Perfect. No notes. Okay. We did do added some filters on Marcus's camera so that it's not so yellow and so. Here were the edits. Change the RGB values and some lightness and saturation values. So here they are. Look at that difference. Makes such a difference. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay.
Hold on, I need an intelligence saving throw for this.
Can we speed that up? Not too much, because this is already set with some level of clarity. There's no slowdown, so if I make this 5% faster, does that matter?
Hold on, I need an intelligence saving throw for this.
Yeah. That adds like a scooch of time. A scooch is a official period of notation for time. Okay. And then this was... I didn't add a name tag for myself. How silly. How silly of me. Cropped borders. And I'm still saying stuff. Pythagorean theorem time.
Pythagorean theorem time.
Yeah. Oh, that was it. 15% faster. How does this look? How does this sound?
Pythagorean theorem time.
12%?
Pythagorean theorem time.
Yeah. Okay. extend this bit out, extend this bit out. I did give myself a filter. Oh wait, I didn't add it. That's why I'm looking a bit yellow and saturated there. Excuse me. Yeah, it was just some... Here? Yeah, I get much less red. And here, I'm hella saturated. I wish there was a way to like adjust the saturations but not whitewash me out so much. The intent is not to get it lighter in color. The intent is to get out the redness. Well, you know, I have a little bit of time before I wrap it up. Again, I'm not trained in this sort of thing in color theory. I'm not an artist by trade in any way, shape, or form. So I just play with things until they make sense.
Pythagorean.
I remove this blueness, sorry, if I add a bit of blueness back into the image
Pythagorean.
to counter the redness. Ah, interesting. Am I paler though? I don't want to look paler. I don't want to whitewash myself. I am not a white person. I am a person of color. It doesn't always come across because of lighting and reflection. I don't have like this wowzer set, but I need to be clear. I'm not a white person. I'm not aiming to not be a person of color. I like my melanin, but I also not looking like a I also don't like looking toasted. You know, I don't want to look like a Cheeto. I think I like it with the RGB edit instead of the saturation.
Pythagorean theorem time.
Fuck it. Yeah, I just need to, let's go with that. Okay, copy paste the RGB setting for yeah, now that I'm looking at it, have I done myself a disservice this whole time? Oh, maybe. I added some blue. I multiplied blue in a bit. Okay. Serial, Caro, Chipmunk, delete. That's a mood. Oh, that really is. Wow, I'm sorry. Okay. Does anyone else need like major correction? Maybe Sariel did a bit. I don't think so. Carol looks fine. No, Sariel looks pretty dang good. As usual. No, I'm not touching. It's gorgeous. And here is our itty bitty fade out. Okay, the second, this is the third cut through. We're at 30 seconds and it's shortened to 28 seconds. So,
And I'm just going.
this doesn't get seen, so I don't need it.
Theorem time. And I'm just going.
What's going on? What am I seeing here? It's fading in. Ah, okay, a little closer. Because the before the outro video is completely done fading in, the underlying layer is already gone, so you see that immediate flash. It's also the overhang in the crop. It should be okay. Is this sped up? Yeah, sped up.
Pythagorean theorem time. And I'm just going.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. Save project, save project, save project, save project. Export project, export project, export project. And we made a short in 2 hours. I will likely go back, watch this exported video a few times. If I'm pleased with it, then plop, it goes on YouTube, add some hashtags, and hopefully people like it. No, not yet. Okay, let's play this thing. Ida, you did a thing that made it work last time. Okay. Where is it? Holy moly. Wow. I hope y'all hear this. Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Come again, please?
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
I don't understand that word. Whoever feels like calculating the correct Pythagorean math of this, you can do it.
60, 40, a squared, b squared, c squared.
Look, hold on, I need an intelligence saving throw for this.
Pythagorean theorem time. And I'm just going to...
I forgot to resolve whether or not I wanted the Pythagorean mass to turn into math, because for Dutch speakers, maybe German speakers too, the TH is hard to enunciate. Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Come again, please?
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
I don't understand that word. Whoever feels like calculating the correct Pythagorean math of this, you can do it.
60, 40.
You know what? The whole pitha bit, let's just get rid of it. Yeah. Let's get rid of it. Okay, save project. Yeah. Let's try that. We already established that the player is confused about the term. We don't need to pile on with it, especially if I couldn't decide how to actually, deliver that. So. And then I have a way shorter video. Oh. Change name to V2. Let's see how this looks. No, not yet. I don't even have it linked, so it wouldn't do anything.
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Okay. Is that coming up for everyone? Is there audio coming through on that? Yes, there is. Here we go.
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Come again, please?
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
I don't understand that word.
Okay, 60, 40, a squared, b squared, c squared.
Look, hold on, I need an intelligence saving throw for this.
Pythagorean theorem time. And I'm just
That flows so much better without that middle part. It really heckin' does. By a lot. And I feel that this animation of the math needs to be in the chipmunk bit. Oh, was this already so sped up? Enhance. What do we got here? Okay, let's crop big chunks of this out. Trim the start. Yeah, I like that way better. Okay, let's do a fade out so it doesn't interfere too much with the grand appearance to end of the scene. Yeah, I like that way better. Okay. Export, change name. V3, I'll delete all the previous V's. Export project, and then we're done. We're done for the day. Yep, that works way better. Nope, but I want to play it for y'all, and we're gonna close it, call it there. Okay. Here it is.
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
Come again, please?
Is Pythagorean theorem allowed?
I don't understand that word.
Okay, 60, 40, a squared, b squared, c squared.
Look, hold on, I need an intelligence saving throw for this.
Pythagorean theorem time. And I'm just going.
Brilliant. 26 seconds. People are going to check off at the 22nd. At the 21st second. That's good enough for me. That's 80% retention if they had watched it. That's pretty damn good. Wow. We made a short, and I think this is good. I hope this is a good one. It's relatable because you know all those times in D&D, especially combat, where you're trying to assign logic and math and physics and science to something that is inherently magic, fantasy, made up. No, you cannot fall down a cliff and rage yourself to just get tickled. You cannot do most of the things you would do in 6 seconds. Yes, the D&D movie made some very interesting allusions to that speed of things, but that's otherwise really hard to wrap your brain around, especially Euclidean geometry. when applying spells to beholders. So that was our little short making session. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. VODs of this and all of our amazing other content is up on youtube.com/Horde of Tales. This VOD, the short will also be there as well. I really appreciate if you give it a watch, maybe find some other content you enjoy. Thank you, Judika Forkus, for hanging out with us and seeing a bit how the sausage is made. If you see any other shorts from other creators, they have amazing libraries of assets, of graphics, of sounds, of graphics. They have much better know-how, and I enjoy seeing those shorts. And with my very limited knowledge, I'm like, wow, you must have done it this way. And if they don't, because they did it a way better that I'm not aware of, I'm even more impressed. Once you get to know the little bits and bobs, you get even deeper appreciation for the little bits people are doing their best putting out. And that's why I enjoy making these shorts as well, because I love my table. I love the stories being told. I love the people putting in the work to make and share these stories, especially players who come in with the onus to know and learn the rules, to role play, put their vulnerable selves, even if it's a role playing self, out there. That takes a lot of spoons. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work for the DM, GM, storyteller, facilitator to make this lore, make the work. It takes a lot for producers on the back end to ensure that everything is working on the technology side. And my way of giving love into that whole enterprise of, playing RPGs is by saying, hey, I made something a little extra that highlighted that thing that made us laugh. And when we go back on it weeks, months, years later, we can say, we did the thing. If you don't believe me, here's the proof of the thing we did, because I recorded it and I also jazzed it up for you because I want to remember it in this way. And I hope you all laugh with me as we watch and enjoy what we created together. It's the best way of fighting that imposter syndrome, because it's there, it's recorded, it's on the internet, so it can't go. So that was shorts. It gets much simpler than this. If you have clips from Twitch, for example, you can just resize them to a 16:9, vertical phone resolution. And that is also free content for you. You don't have to be as involved at all in this sort of thing, as long as you have fun. I have fun doing this. Speaking of having fun doing this, we are going to have a lot more fun soon. Can I get this up? Yeah, you know what? I have the screen right here. No, go away. Don't show my other images. Why does it do that? Is this a new Windows thing? Okay. I really don't like that it's doing that. Anyway, here's a bit of our September schedule coming up. Next week, we're going to have our grand finale of Convergence Manifesto, our long-running campaign. The final episode 65 will be at 8 o'clock Eastern European Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for you East Coast in the North America. On Thursday, on the 7th, we are going to have another creator talk where Marcus is going to interview Rich from Hatchling Games. Hatchling Games is having a Kickstarter start on day 5th for a new game called Cryptid Creeks, which is a wonderful little story with a lot of Ghibli vibes, very Ghibli vibes, all the games that are Hatchling Games, which I believe uses a lot of mechanics from Blades in the Dark, from Powered by the Apocalypse. I got to play it, really cool. But join Rich and Marcus at 8:30 Central European Time, 7:30 British Summer Time, 2:30 Eastern Time. The week after that, 13th, we're going to have a Just Chatting stream for the Hot channel. We're going to see, hopefully if gremlins don't interfere, Ida, Caro, and Marcus talk about the future of Horde of Tales, upcoming projects we have in mind, and also the new faces who are going to bring those projects to fruition. We are adding people to our organizational team as full-blown equals and collaborators and partners in crime, and we want you to get to know them. And that's going to be our stream 13th of September at 8 o'clock Eastern, Central European time, 2 p.m. Eastern. On the 20th, Marcus is going to have another creator talk, this time interviewing Vinestra. I believe he's interviewing a representative from that group called Giles. Is a UK-based TTRPG team that is also launching content simultaneously for D&D and Pathfinder. So they're both compatible. And it's also cool to talk about what sort of project management, juggling of different mechanics goes into creating these kind of stories and modules. On the 21st, we have Burn Away One Shot. Burn Away is a game by Army Day. Excuse me for not being able to pronounce or remember your name accurately. I will remember this in a hot minute, but it's a game about loss, pain, grief in the face of fire. So content warning, there might be immense scenes, emotional scenes about fire. We're gonna have a one shot with a amazing cast to be announced. Some familiar faces, some new faces. Gonna happen at 8 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central European time, 2 p.m. Eastern. And on the 22nd, Friday at 8:30 Central European time, 2:30 Eastern time, we're going to have a upcoming series that will happen on most Fridays. Details to be announced on the Hot is Getting Hotter stream, what that entails. But you're going to see it happen on that Friday and hopefully many Fridays concurrently thereafter. And maybe you want to be part of these amazing projects, these amazing tables and chats with us. We wholeheartedly invite you, particularly if you are a TTRPG creator or fan who is there's a long list, and the long list matters, who is a marginalized gender, who is a woman, who is a femme, who is a masc, who is non-binary. We are particularly welcome if you are queer, if you are LGBTQIA+. You are 100% welcome at our tables. If you are neurodivergent, you are welcome. If you are disabled, you are welcome. If you are chronically ill, you are welcome. If you are a person of color, BIMPOC, Black, Indigenous, mixed person of color, you are welcome. If you are based outside North America, you are welcome at our tables. If you are one of these things, you're welcome. If you're all of these things, wow, you're welcome. We really want to highlight diversity and have representative tables in everything we do. And we want to do them at these time zones because a lot of content at this time zone, doesn't reflect the aforementioned communities that I mentioned. And at Horde of Tales, we want to change the face of what a European table or content for Europe can look like. So these baby steps. Join our Discord. That's the best way to get involved. We have a casting channel open where we post when we have casting calls, and if we have friends in the European UK community also doing casting calls for those time zones, we post them there too with links you can sign up. We won't be sad that we made friends with you and you're going somewhere else. No hard feelings whatsoever. We're going to applaud you and love you still. If you are a TTRPG writer, game designer, part of a game studio, especially based in Europe, UK, or in time zones beyond North America, you are especially welcome. Hit us up, let us know, or if you already put calls out saying, hey, I want to promo my thing, and we haven't jumped into your PMs, remind us because we're probably going to do that. Okay, that's about it. I really yammered way too long for this outro bit. As for myself, I'm in between projects. Catch me Tuesday for that finale.
That sounds delicious. Okay.
who are we going to raid into, if anyone? You know what? Our awesome friend Inez is playing Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Dailies, and then new Honkai Star Rail content? Question mark. Totally. Inez is a sweetheart. We love her. She is a TTRPG star from the Netherlands here. Give her all the love in the world. And she's been on Horde of Tales before. You're totally going to see more of her on Horde of Tales. So, with that being said, everyone, thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh, hey, Evan. How you doing? Such good timing. You're always welcome, whether you're early or late. You came in just when you have to, much like wizards. I was saying that we have casting calls on our Discord where I'm going to be poking people to join things at Horde of Tales. You know what I'm talking about, Evan. But we're going to go to our friend Inez as I'm wrapping up here. So thanks for coming, and be good to Inez. Yes. Let's type in her thing. I can't spell. Spelling is hard for me. Why is it so hard? I'm a pro streamer. Look at me knowing exactly what I'm doing. There we go. Thank you. See you around, and bye.